What is up, everyone? I'm here today with Bryce from Sequester 2.0 in 5th place. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get on Sequester.
Yes.
So, I guess we'll start off with the application. First thing you want to do is have a really good application. You don't want to be boring.
Yeah.
You want to have a good story. So,
yeah, also go, keep in mind when you're applying that the things you put on your application are going to be posted publicly.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that, so I kind of just made myself kind of boring-ish. So, yeah, just keep in mind.
Target.
Yeah. We made ourselves a target by posting what the truth was.
Yeah. Poor Eddie.
You know.
So what you want to put in your application is you start off with your logic reasoning, you start off with the personality, and I guess there's your IQ as well.
Your IQ.
So sometimes people lie about it, so they don't make themselves targets. Like some people will purposely make their IQ low, some people will make their IQ high, and it tends to be from last season, season 3, and kind of like season 2 with Tiffany. If you have a high IQ, people tend to be intimidated by that.
Yeah.
So if you're smart, you can ask production and see if you can maybe lower your IQ. And if so, yeah.
Then do it. Make yourself dumb. It's a good strategy to be dumb. Didn't work for Chris, but it might work for you.
But that might actually be my actual IQ.
Yeah.
I tried on
changes.
That. So the next round, if you get to the semifinals, so the semifinal round is pretty much a huge Skype chat. That's when Audrey and everyone from production will see how you play with a group of people. Yeah.
This will make or break your application. It's important to really show production who you are and how you're going to play in Sequester. And if that's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's the semifinal round. You're in a group of with people in a Skype chat, and your goal is to win it by taking everyone else out.
Yeah, Chris and I had an interesting semifinal round. So we were playing this game, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like, we're not given very much time for this game.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, he starts trying to get me out, and so we get this huge argument, and then he ended up getting me out, but he didn't win the game, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, 5th place. The irony.
What, you get 9th?
No, I got 5th place.
Oh, in that game?
In this guy, yeah.
And then
the actual Sequester got 9th. So moving forward to that, if you do make after semifinal rounds, so you do make it to the final round, they're going to actually make a whole bunch of videos and clips to pretty much show who you are. So like if you are, you're funny and you work at a Best Buy or a Dunkin' Donuts, do something crazy, like go to the camera section, just fool around with all the cameras or do whatever you want, but make sure you're over-exaggerated because they want people who are different, dynamic, and they have different personalities.
Yeah, they whatever is special about you, whatever your character is, make sure you play it up and exaggerate it and show that to them.
Yeah, that's what they want to see.
What did you do for your videos, Chris?
I just honestly, I didn't really do the best. I sat down and just ate like a lot of food at Dunkin' Donuts and like flipped one of the guys off.
Like an employee or a customer?
I'm an employee.
Oh, good.
You finally get to the final round. You get all your videos. You get a call back or it's mostly an email, and it's like you finally got on Sequester, and you're like, oh shit, yay, I finally got on the show. You gotta prepare yourself.
Oh yeah.
Because be prepared for viewers to fuck your game up. Be prepared for people to send you a lot of bullshit. And be prepared for the after show, because sometimes the after show might make you a target.
Yeah, and make sure...
Lindsay.
Yeah, sometimes what people say in their elimination interviews could come back to bite the player still playing.
Right, make sure that if you get eliminated and you don't want to ruin anyone's game, don't.
Or if you do want to ruin somebody's game,
do it. Jimmy throwing Brendan under the bus. So, you finally get on the show, and you have all these ideas on what you want to do. Best advice, don't make any alliances in the beginning.
No.
The A word is out of question. Maybe if you want to do something at like final 8, 7, maybe, but make sure you have the numbers to do it. Like if you make the fatal 4 alliance at final 8, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you would be the majority.
Yeah, you'd have the majority of the votes. And make sure when the profiles are posted and if you're in the cast, make sure you look at the other players and get to know them. Because it sucks struggling to figure out who's still in the game or what their IQ was. or information that they may not be saying very often in the game, because that could still come in handy.
Yeah, definitely try to make social connections with everyone, because it makes it more difficult for them to vote you out.
Yeah, just don't make any alliances.
Yeah, alliances are no bueno. Be like, I like you. We can maybe form something later, but not now.
Yeah, maybe like a group within the full group.
Maybe there should be another name other than alliance.
Yeah.
Maybe like a code name, but I don't know.
Think of that for yourself.
Yeah. So, the prizes and punishments. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
So, you might think that you're the best strategist, you might think you're the best social player, and you might think you're the best competitor. But the twists and the punishments are going to just flush that out.
Yes.
And if you're late, guess what? You get DQ'd.
Yeah. Learn that one the hard way.
Don't be late.
So the twists and the punishments can be an advantage, or they could be a disadvantage. A lot of the time, like in our season, we saw that Derek, he won the first Subway gift card. And that made him a target from night one, because night one, anybody is looking for any reason.
They're looking for any excuse to target you. And when the majority of the people are getting punishments and one person's getting an award, that kind of, ding, ding, ding. Like, if this person is going to get awards and they're going to promote their shit, they're going to leave. And if I'm going to get a 30-second penalty, you bet your ass bye, Derek. Moving on.
Yeah, sometimes the punishments can be detrimental to your game. Just ask Chris. Chris, you want to elaborate?
So, if you think you're going to be a really dominant player in the beginning of the game, just to remind you, there's night 2. And they're going to try to do whatever they can. And you can get more than one punishment too.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I didn't know. I thought it was one punishment per person. Apparently, you can get as many as you want. Let's say you're in the game, right? And you make it really far. Let's talk about Final 3, because some people get confused with that, and they think it's like Big Brother.
Yeah,
it's not Big Brother. You make it to the Final 3, you all compete in 4 parts of a competition, and the first 2 people that finish it faster than anyone else get to the Final 2. It's not like Big Brother.
Yeah, and the competitions generally are harder versions of things you've already seen.
Yeah. There's always 2 mental and 2 physical comps.
Yep. And so you could be the best social strategic player, but if you can't get through through faster than the other 2, then you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
So that sucks for you.
Sorry, Elise. Poor Elise and Evie.
I love Elise.
So, oh my god, you know what I just realized? Okay, so everyone from Sequester who got out their names start with an E. Ethan, Elise, and Evie. Oh,
that's sad.
I figured that out.
I need a 5th place club.
Final 2, if you make it to the Final 2, your goal is to persuade the jury to vote for you over the other person. So don't piss anybody off, don't make anyone mad, try to persuade you're still in the game, so persuade the viewers, persuade your contestants to vote for you. Don't be like trying to defend yourself like, oh, no, I did blah, 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 blah. Make sure you campaign against the other person.
Yeah,
and don't read your final speech off of a Microsoft Word.
Yeah, that really, when I was in the jury, that really swayed my decision when should I name names?
Go ahead, fuck it.
Fuck it. I mean, screw it. Eddie was reading his, you could see on his glasses. It was and I was like, this isn't very genuine. It just didn't feel very genuine. As people are getting eliminated, those are also going to be the people voting for you in the end. So don't make any enemies.
Yeah, and once people get eliminated from the game, they're gonna obviously watch the rest of the season, take in mind to that. So if you end up talking a lot of shit about them, they're gonna obviously see it. And if you're in a room by yourself, do some confessionals and be like, listen, this is why I did X, Y, and Z. Don't make it seem like you are this big mastermind or whatever. Just make sure that you're still trying to convince the players that you're playing a good game.
Yeah. It's also important not to spend too much time in a room alone. I know every night in Sequester, I would go into a room and Elise would already be in there crying, and she'd be in there crying. She'd be like, I just love everyone so much, and then I'd walk in and then she's like, and then I'm like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah. So yeah, be sure that it doesn't take away from your social game. But the other players will be watching and they have access to everything that the audience has access to. So a couple times in my season I had to throw Chris and Lindsay under the bus after they were gone just to get that alliance off of my back. So that's kind of...
That made sense though.
Yeah, that made sense. Anything, like, I was really loyal to that alliance until they both got out nights 2 and 3. And then once everybody found out about that alliance, I was like shunned from everybody else. Nobody wanted to talk to me or work with me. And so I kind of had to be like, oh, they did it. It was stupid.
But let's go back to what you were just saying. So there's people that like are online. Like if you get eliminated, they're gonna try to do like these other interviews with you. Voyeur Access did an interview with Derek and Lindsay, and they did an interview with me too. But I didn't really want to do that. But anyways, they're gonna try so hard to get you to say stuff. So they're gonna try to ask you certain questions to fuck everyone else's game. So just be aware that outside information is a huge key into the game Sequester.
Yeah.
So that's why Bryce, me, and Jimmy were the targets in Cycle 3, because Lindsay was like, I want all 3 of them to win. Then 2 of the 3 of us got out.
Yeah, and she was like, oh yeah, we had this alliance and we were gonna make it to the end together, and then
she's like, I love Chris, he's so adorable, like, fuck.
And night 5 and 6 come around, I'm like, I have no idea what she's talking about. I know exactly what she was talking about. I just didn't want people to hold that against me, so I had to act like she was crazy and Chris was crazy and that I was just going along with it. And it kind of worked.
Yeah.
So I didn't win, but I got farther than they did.
Yeah, it's good. So it's all about adapting the right way and making sure that you get further by, yes, throwing people under the bus and making good judgment reasons why you should go further than everyone else.
Yeah, and that makes Sequester such an interesting game because in Big Brother you don't have outside influence, or like on many of the other reality shows you don't have outside influence like you do in Sequester. Mm-hmm. So that could either be a good thing or a bad thing. So use it to your advantage however you can.
Right, so that's a couple of tips and advice for you guys that are about to apply for Sequester or maybe need some gaming advice from us. Most important thing to do in Sequester is to have fun. Like, you get a punishment, you make sure that punishment is fun to watch.
Just take it lightly. Brendan, he got a lot of punishments because he was so fun to watch with them, and I had fun. I voted for him to get the punishments just because I wanted to see him do them because he had so much fun with it. So just keep in mind that if you don't get casted, there's always next season. They're doing new seasons all the time.
They're doing they did 3 seasons already. It's only been a couple of months.
Yeah.
I think they started in March or April, so if you don't get casted this season, just keep trying it out, switch things up a little bit, and hopefully you'll get on. Yeah, if you're hesitant to apply, I would say definitely do it. At the time, I was in high school. I said I was in college, but I wasn't. I was in high school, so I was there all day, and then I had a job, and then I'd come home and do Sequester. You know, it's too good of an experience to just pass up because you don't have the time. I made the time. So if you have any hesitations, just go for it. Just do it. Yeah, just do it. Do it for the fine. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you, Audrey, for casting me and Bryce on Sequester. We really appreciate it. For future Sequester alumni, can't wait to talk to you. And good luck, guys. Yeah. See you.